Hi everyone, my name is Daniela Ramos and today I will present you an exploratory data analysis based on the World Health Organization mortality database, focusing specifically on stomach cancer. The purpose of this presentation is to explore global patterns of mortality, identify the main variables that influence these numbers, and connect what we find in the data with medical insights shared by the Mayo Clinic. Through these analyses, we can better understand how stomach cancer affects different populations and what trends might suggest about in progress in prevention and healthcare around the world. Mm, there. So, the main research question guiding this project is what global patterns can be observed in stomach cancer mortality across countries, years, and sexes? The dataset includes several key variables such as country, year, sex, age group, and number of deaths. This variable allows us to observe how mortality changes depending on the region and, well, over time and between men and women. Understanding this relationship is important because stomach cancer remains one of the leading causes of cancer related deaths like worldwide. So analyzing these kind of data helps identify population at higher risk and can guide future public health decisions and awareness campaigns. So for this project, the data set was provided in class, and but like its origin is from the World Health Organization mortality database, which I already mentioned, and it complies official national data reported by governments and health authorities. It includes information on the number of deaths caused by stomach cancer, organized country by year, sex, and age group. Since the database was already cleared, clean and structured, focused on exploring and summarizing the information rather than performing data tasks. For this analysis, I used Python to calculate descriptive statistics and create simple visualizations that help us understand the overall distribution of the data. And this approach provides a clearer picture of mortality patterns without the need for complex modeling. But like this picture is only of the database provided. So the first step in the analysis was to calculate basic descriptive statistics for the number of deaths, and the result shows a mean of approximately 198 deaths with a median of 4 and a standard deviation of more than 1300. So this tells us that most observations have relatively low numbers for deaths, while a few countries report very high figures. The minimum value in the dataset is 0, and the maximum reaches nearly 57,700 deaths. When we visualize the data using a histogram, we can clearly see a right skewed distribution, which means that the majority of countries have low mortality. But a few have significantly high numbers. So this uneven distribution is typical in global datasets where population size and health system vary widely between the different countries. So, for the key patterns and trends, when comparing deaths by sex, we can see that men tend to have a higher average mortality than women, which means uh, like this aligns with medical research and the Mayo Clinic explanation of the biological factors such as smoking, alcohol consumption, and diet play an important role in the development of this disease, the stomach cancer. This also shows that on average, the number of deaths changes slightly across the years, with some indicators of a gradual decline in certain regions. And these improvements may be linked to better diagnosis, early detection, and preventing actions such as awareness about um, different infections, such as the Helicobacter pylori, which is one of the main causes of this cancer, the stomach cancer. And well, when analyzing these data, it's important to remember that these numbers represent people's lives and the healthcare efforts that continue to evolve gradually and depending on the geographical um, position. So for the final step, we have this slide for conclusions and for possible future questions. Overall, this exploratory analysis helps us see that stomach cancer mortality is not evenly distributed across the world. Some countries still face high numbers, while others show progress and decreasing trends. And the data confirm that men are more affected than women, which matters and matches global medications literature. And the combination of biological risk factors, lifestyle choices, and healthcare across all play key roles in these differences. Well, let's also talk about the Mayo Clinic video. According to them, like I told you before, one of the major risk factors include the pylori infection, smoking, excessive self-consumption, like the diet, and family history. These insights help give context of the patterns observed in the data. And in future research, it will be valuable to study the death rates per let's say 100,000 people instead of an absolute number, just to make better comparison between countries. And it'll also be useful to combine this data set with information on nutrition, infection rates, and economic indicators to better understand the cases and the causes between these trends. And in summary, this project highlights the importance of analyzing real world data to connect global health patterns with medical knowledge and prevention efforts. So, this is it. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit here and watch the video. Bye.